friends, it's Chala from PS I Love You. Thank you for joining me today. I am on the Scrap and Stamp blog, so feel free to come and visit me over there. Today's card is simple stamping, and I will be using the Hero Arts I'm a Puffer for You stamp and die combination set. This is a really cute set. I love the simple images that you can color and make your own. And I'm starting off with a few of these little pufferfish here. I'll be making a birthday card for my fantastic husband. His birthday crept up on me and now I have to make a quick card. So a simple quick card for today. I've got my little images lined up. Just going to stamp this down on an A2 size piece of cardstock here. It's Nina Solar White cardstock in 80 pound, and I'll be using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp this with, as I'll be doing some Copic coloring. Now, we tend to get all focused on trying to do many different techniques and overwhelming ourselves sometimes, and I think that's why I wanted to really step back and just do a more simple card, because those can be just as beautiful. Now, I finished my Copic coloring here in the stamping, and I've stamped extra images so that I can have some on the inside. But to create more of a scene, I'll be using this Distress ink in Mermaid Lagoon and my blending brush, and just really doing some super simple, again, ink blending here, just to give it a feel that it's underwater. There's no real technique to this. It's just laying the ink down with my blending brush here and just giving it a bit of that underwater feel. So once I've got that ink blended, I'm going to go ahead and use this Elizabeth die set here. It is the Elizabeth Craft Design Stitched Rectangle die set, and I'm using the second to largest here as it fits nicely on this card base. I've also got A2 size panel of some yellow cardstock that I put on this top folding A2 size card. I will quickly mist this little bit of Distress ink here just with my mister and lifting it with a microfiber cloth. That'll give it a bit of a bubble look so that it gives it more of that underwater feel. And you can see there it kind of has lifted some of that ink away. And now I'll attach my little die cut images that I've colored up, and I'll be actually popping those up with some 3M foam scotch tape just to give the card a bit more interest. And just kind of getting an idea of where I want these little images and their little accessories and party favors to go. So once I have that figured out, I lay out my sentiments. I'll be using that blub 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 sentiment and sending you birthday fishes. I think that is cute and is still on the line of our punny blog this month. So I go ahead and use my little acrylic block here. I'm going to stamp this a couple times off to the side. It's the first time I'm using this little sentiment, so I wanted to make sure it stamped clearly. And once I get that, I can adhere down my little images. And I'll be stamping that blub 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 a couple times here. And then adhering this little guy down. Now for the accessories and party favors, I'm just going to use some Gina K Connect glue, just some liquid adhesive here. You can use whatever liquid adhesive that you like, and it just gives me a little chance to move them around if I need to. And then I'll put on his little party hat. And then once I get that done, I'm going to go ahead and use that VersaFine Onyx Blank ink again. That's what I use to stamp all my sentiments. And I'll stamp that larger sentiment on the bottom there, sending you birthday fishes. I love the font on this one. And then of course you have to have a little bit of sparkle, so I'm going to add a wink of Stella, the clear wink of Stella it is here, on the hat and the little party favor. And then that pretty much finishes the outside of my card. I do want to carry the theme onto the inside of the card, so I use one of the extra images here and the little extra accessory, and this time I'm going to be adhering it flat down. I'll add the wink of Stella just to his little fins and around the perimeter of his body, and then I'll add it as well onto his party hat. And then I again will be just using that liquid adhesive to adhere it flat to the inside of the card. I don't want any dimension on the inside. And then there, that finishes the card. The only other thing I added were these little gems here that look like water droplets, and those are sparkling clear droplets. You can get the same look by using glossy accents or Nouveau Crystal Glaze and adding the drops, but I didn't have time to wait for those to dry, so I just used those sparkling clear droplets. I linked to all my accessories and materials that I used on the Scrap and Stamp blog. You can go ahead and check that out. I thank you so much for dropping by for today's very quick video. You can always catch me on my blog post. I'll link to that in the comments, and please check out all these other videos, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.